What's the angle here?
always glad to see the sun come up one more time. What are you building? At least it's not raining. What do you need, General?
Can you take a look at these schematics? A scientist named Virgil said they could get me inside the Institute.
The Institute? Why in the world would you want to mess around with them?
They kidnapped my son.
Damn. That's some bad business. Even for them. We'll give you whatever help we can. Don't worry about that. Now, assuming you could build this thing, what exactly does it do?
The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out. This machine can hijack their signal and send me instead.
Teleportation? For real? Wow. That would explain a lot about how the Institute manages to operate. If anyone can make heads or tails of those plans, it'd be Sturgis. I haven't found anything yet that he couldn't build or fix. I'll let you know if I hear of any settlements that need our help. In the meantime, make sure to offer help to anyone that needs it. That can only help our cause.
My old man taught me that duct tape could fix anything. I don't think he was talking about bullet holes.
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
Do you think you can build this?
Wow, what a mess. Looks like, encrypted RF transmissions. Okay, so that gets routed through... What the hell? Teleportation. This is some pretty crazy shit. You sure it's for real?
It's real. I got it from an ex-Institute scientist.
Seriously? I didn't know you could be an ex-Institute anything and still be breathing. Anyway, the eggheads never think about the nuts and bolts of actually making something work. But, looks like it's all here. Yeah, I'm gonna need some time to study this thing. The handwriting's pretty hard to make out. But, you can get started on what he calls a stabilized reflector platform. It'll need some pretty high-grade metals, but it's basically not that different than the lining of a jet engine or something like that.
Can you give me a list of what I'll need to build this platform?
Yeah, sure. Here's a list of what you'll need for the first piece. I'm pretty sure we've got all that at Sanctuary, if you want to build it there. While you're working on that, I'll get busy figuring out how to actually build the rest of this thing. Keep in mind, I can already see this is going to take a crazy amount of juice. Like if you had a spare nuclear reactor handy, we could probably use it. And it's going to be big. So find a nice open building site with lots of power available.
I'll try to make myself useful. No one wants to see you. Grown man feeling sorry for himself.
Sturgis.
How's it going? Did you find a good spot to build your signal interceptor?
Yeah. Ready to build the rest of it.
Good. I think I got a handle on this crazy contraption. At least as much as I can tell. Until we actually try to build it, here's a list of 3 things that may be harder to find. I think I'll be able to pull together everything else we're gonna need. I'll meet you over at the building site and see if we can actually make this thing work.
Thanks, Sturgis. I'll get right on this.
Good deal. One thing to keep in mind while you're building this, it all needs to be wired together so all the pieces can talk to each other. I'll see you over at the building site. Good luck.
Always wondered what you'd look like as a robot. Not too shabby.
This isn't gonna do anything without power.
Commonwealth's not an easy place to travel alone. Nice to have someone watching my back.
Self-diagnostic complete. I'm happy to report I won't be falling apart on you anytime soon.
Last number. Diamond City Radio wouldn't be possible without the help of some wonderful businesses here in town. Commonwealth weaponry. It's a dangerous world out there. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Feels like anything's possible when you're in love. According to Billie Holiday. Here's crazy, he calls me.
Something out. anything useful? Bothering anybody now? Who do you think actually won the war? Think they're gone for good? playing hide and seek?
Your maker!
Walk away.
We'll be taking that.
That was Billy Ward and the Dominoes. Now, folks, I'm sure you've all seen or heard about the latest issue of Public Occurrences. Some bold claims by our intrepid reporter. Since possibly living among us, undetected. Very serious implications. Wouldn't you agree? The mayor's office has, of course, issued a statement denying the validity of the article, saying all is well in Diamond City. The mayor himself insists that the fears raised in the article are unfounded. Good to know, I guess. But between you and me, listeners, I'm gonna keep my eyes open, just to be on the safe side. Well, never a dull moment here at Diamond City Radio.
Hey there.
Here's Ella
Too many
Fitzgerald,
miles on the
another
road.
classic.
Hi.
Best way to spend your caps is protecting your
Something
hide
I
with my
used to do
armor.
quite often.
That advice is free.
Then I made up my mind. Decided.
What kind of stuff do you have?
I sell armor for Old Man Stockton's outfit, based out of Bunker Hill. Been selling armor to smart wastelanders for years. The dumb ones walk away empty-handed. But they don't stay dumb long, if you catch my meaning.
Let's see what you have.
Don't cheap out on armor. That's a good way to get yourself killed.
Make a move, and I'll end you this way.
You here visiting Covenant, pal? If not, move along. You know, armed people loitering around. Not good for the nerves.
Is that what this place is called?
Yeah, we're a real up-and-comer. A pit stop on the road for traders and such. We're not that big, but we got the bargains. Got a doc that can patch you up. We even got some lemonade. Well, that's what Deezer calls it anyway. There's a small catch, though. We don't just let anyone inside. There's an entrance test. We call it the safe test. Everyone's got to take it.
Being cautious. Not a bad call.
You do what you gotta do. You want to take the test? Pass it, and I'll let you in.
sure.
Good. Take a seat, and we can begin. So let's begin. There ain't no wrong answers. You are approached by a frenzied scientist who yells, "I'm going to put my quantum harmonizer in your photonic resonation chamber." What's your response?
I wouldn't worry.
If he did that, it'd cause parabolic destabilization of the fission singularity.
Yeah. Next question. While working as an intern in the clinic, a patient with a strange infection on his foot stumbles through the door. The infection is spreading at an alarming rate. The doctor has stepped out for a while. What do?
Medicate the infected area as best I can.
You have a medical background. You discover a young boy lost in a cave. He's hungry and frightened, but also appears to be in possession of stolen property. What do?
I lead the boy to safety, then turn him over to someone in charge.
Very curious. Congratulations! Hey, you made it onto a baseball team. Which position do you prefer?
Pitcher.
Are you certain about that? Never mind. Next question. Your grandmother invites you to tea, but you're surprised when she gives you a pistol and orders you to kill someone. What do?
I'd throw my tea in her face.
Of course. Old Mr. Abernathy has locked himself in his quarters again, and you've been ordered to get him out. How do you proceed?
I'd grab a bobby pin and pick the lock.
And that is all you do? Nothing else? Wait, don't answer. Next. Oh no. You've been exposed to radiation and a mutated hand has grown out of your stomach. What's the best course of treatment?
I dose myself with anti-mutagen agent.
Ignoring possible. Yes. A neighbor is in possession of a Grognak the Barbarian comic book, issue number 1. You want it. What's the best way to obtain it?
I'd trade him for one of the comic books I own.
You're almost done. Last question. You decide it would be fun to play a prank on your father. You enter his private restroom when no one is looking, and...
I'd put a firecracker in his toilet. That never gets old.
Test's over. No one's ever answered quite like you. But hey, you passed. I'll open up the gate.
Covenant. Never did feel terribly welcome.
Welcome to Covenant.
Meaning no offense, but I got a mountain of work to do.
I really shouldn't talk to you, because I'm busy and all.
Talia.
Oh, I heard about you. You're the stranger. I make things. Things for the store. Oh, I'm Talia. It's so nice to meet you.
What do you make?
I make medical supplies. Oh, and guns, scopes, and other things. You can see them for sale at Penny's store. You're gonna like it here. Everyone in Covenant is so friendly and really wants to help.
Too bad the rest of the Commonwealth isn't that way.
I know. Wouldn't it be great if everyone looked out for each other? Feel free to use my tools. And if you need anything, just let me know.
The caravan came a few days back. Looked for old man Stockton. You saw him, right?
I own the I don't recognize.
Hey, the leg's still on the knife. You have anything for the pain?
Excuse me.
If you're hurting, just tell the doctor.
Yeah. See what's wrong with me, doctor.
Now go over your symptoms for me, one at a time.
Think I soaked up some rads out there.
All right, let's flush your system. All done. Any other complaints?
Got roughed up.
Huh. You look fine, but, oh, wait, yep. That's gonna need to be set back in place. Let's get started. All done. Any other complaints?
That was it.
All right. Hey, don't ruin my hard work by dying out there.
Enjoy your stay. I hope Swanson didn't give you too hard a time at the gate. If you ask me, I think he takes his job too seriously. But welcome. Everyone around here calls me Mrs. Fitzgerald, but you, cutie, can call me Penny.
What do you do around here?
A bit of everything. I try to leave some things for the menfolk to do, you know, so they feel in charge. You here to shop? I'll make sure to give you a good price.
What's in stock?
Take your time, sweetie.
Another great one from Betty Hutton. Time for yet another slice of news from the Commonwealth, folks. Are you familiar with the old sailing ship stranded on top of a building downtown? Reports from the area suggest it'd be a good idea to avoid the ship at all costs. Now, believe it or not, you'll have to shift your gaze much, much higher. You heard it here. The ship somehow managed to become airborne and lodged itself in a different building downtown. How? Why? I suggest you just roll with it, folks. It's crazy, but it's true.
That's so long as you're carrying
Diamond City Radio for all the latest news, no matter how weird. Travis Lonely Miles here, bringing you Warren Smith with Uranium Rock.
You from around here? God, I hope not. Got enough of these hicks.
You have a problem with the people here?
All the fake smiles and the fancy talking puts me on edge. The sooner I'm out of here, the better. You know anything about Stockton's caravan?
A caravan? What are you talking about?
I signed on with old man Stockton to find his lost caravan. What's left of it is just outside of town. The last stop was here, so I've been trying to put together the story. But I keep getting the runaround. Got a proposal for you. Help me find Stockton's people, and we split the reward. At least one survivor walked out of that massacre. And I intend to make good on my contract.
Who are we looking for?
The big one is Stockton's daughter, Amelia. I didn't find any bodies of the feminine persuasion, so, there's hope. If we find her, Stockton's offering a heap of caps.
Sounds fair. I'm in.
Here's all I got on the caravan. I don't got proof, but Covenant's involved. Somehow. I'll keep poking around, but let me know if you find anything.
After a long day, nothing beats Deezer's lemonade.
Hey, Deezer.
93% of all visitors prefer Deezer's lemonade.
I'm looking into a lost caravan. Can you help?
You know what would be great for a lost caravan? Deezer's lemonade! Voted best beverage in Covenant 3 years straight!
What's in the lemonade?
Deezer's lemonade is made of goodness. 4 special ingredients from sunny, non-irradiated environments, all in 1 cold glass. Try it and enjoy, or take advantage of the money-back guarantee.
I'll take some.
Enjoy!
I hate this place.
Why does one tiny settlement need so much firepower?
Busted again? It's the 3rd radio this month. Ted better get on this, pronto. Another newcomer. Welcome.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
We don't tolerate violence or vulgarity. Steer clear of those, and we'll get along just fine. People that break our rules are asked to leave. Rarely happens, though.
This cell means business.
It's good to see a new face around here.
Hey.
Well, hello, stranger. The name's Jacob, and I run this town. Glad you passed the test. Our door's always open to good quality people. You can use one of the beds in the guest house. And you should visit Penny's store. It's good to see a new face around.
We'll make something out of the Commonwealth yet.
The caravan was hit awfully close to Covenant, all right.
Wouldn't want it going to waste now, would we?
That was Personality by Johnny Mercer. Here's the latest word on what's happening in the Commonwealth, folks. Not content with sitting quietly at the airport, the Brotherhood continues to make waves. They've recently been seen cleaning up Fort Strong.
Deezer's Lemonade, huh? The caravan definitely stopped in Covenant.
Whether they plan to annex the location or just wanted to get rid of the neighbors, I couldn't say. Whatever their reasoning, I think we can all agree that fewer super mutants running around isn't a bad thing. There's something about this next one, folks. I won't deny that it's cheesy, but I really like it. It's Bob Crosby with Way Back Home.
Head on in. Penny's shop is usually the first stop.
Hey, Swanson.
Head on in. Penny's shop is usually the first stop.
Enjoy yourself.
Hey.
One day, Covenant is gonna be as big as
In
Diamond
Covenant,
City.
you can feel safe. Out there, have a pleasant stay in Covenant, stranger.
I hate this place.
Hey, Dan.
This whole place has got me on edge. I hope you found something on the caravan.
Do you have any proof Covenant is involved with the caravan?
I got one thing. They deny up and down that Stockton's men ever came here. But they most certainly did. There's no reason to bald-faced lie to me if they're not hiding something. I'll keep poking around.
Have any advice on what I should investigate?
They keep the barracks locked up tight. Find a way in and I'm sure you'll turn up something. But leads could be anywhere, really.
We'll talk later. Hey, Penny.
Enjoy your stay. Enjoy your stay.
Anybody else in town would be happy to talk to you.
Good day to you.
Locked tight.
Get your lemonade here!
That's a serious lock. Need to find a key. Let's hope someone's been careless. Why are they so afraid of synths?
A lot of people out here could use a hand.
Oh, get out!
One day, Covenant is gonna be as big as Diamond City.
Hello, stranger. You got anything that ails you?
Won't be able to pick this.
Get your lemonade here!
I hate this place.
Hey, Dan.
This whole place has got me on edge. I hope you found something on the caravan.
Synths are a real touchy subject around here.
Now that you mention it, people are always gabbing about synths, or the Institute. But here, not one word. But hell, this whole place is a bucket full of strange.
Do you have any other leads?
No. If Covenant doesn't pan out, then I don't know where to start. I'll cross that road if I have to.
We'll talk later. Talia.
Oh, you're back. Isn't Covenant just the best?
Do you have time for some questions?
If it'll help, sure.
Do you know anything about Stockton's caravan?
No, sorry, they never came here.
Does Covenant have some sort of problem with synths?
Since? I mean, no. The test makes sure that none of those get in here. They promised.
Who is they?
I really shouldn't be talking. I've got work, I have to go.
Talia.
Do you need to use my tools? Do you need to use my tools?
Bye.
If you need to rest a spell, feel free to use the guest bunkhouse. If there's something you need that we don't have, just let Jacob know.
Ted.
You see, I gotta run diagnostics on the perimeter turrets.
Try Caesar's fresh brewed lemonade.
I really shouldn't talk to you.
Ted.
Because I'm busy.
And Gladys says lighten the boat.
Hey there.
Well, hello, stranger. The name's Jacob, and I run this town. Glad you passed the test. Our door's always open to good quality people. You can use one of the beds in the guest house, and you should visit Penny's store.
I appreciate the hospitality.
For people like you, anytime. You might want to stay clear of Mr. Dan. I've had some complaints about him.
Can I ask you some questions?
Ask away.
Do you know anything about a missing caravan?
Is this about those Stockton people? I've told Mr. Dan many, many times. We never saw them.
That was being proud of me, folks.
Dan says your people are lying to him.
If you ask me, I think Dan's been baking in the sun too long. The only secret we've got here is what's in Deezer's lemonade. And if you can get Deezer to tell you, you just got to fill me in. As the robot says, it's delicious.
Does Covenant have a problem with synths?
Shouldn't everyone have a problem with synths? But there's none of those things here. Rest assured.
I have to go.
You have a good day.
Wild tales about what happened to him are scarce. I, for one, am just glad he's back. And in one piece. And if there's any more...
After a long day, nothing beats Deezer's lemonade.
Hey, Deezer.
93% of all visitors prefer Deezer's lemonade.
What's the catch?
No tricks, no gimmicks, just the best lemonade in Covenant, free to our special guests.
I'll take some.
Limit 1 per customer per day.
The terminal in the guest bunk is there for visitors.
this place.
Oh. Hi.
Talia.
Do you need to use my tools?
Don't think I can pick this.
It's good to see a new face around here. Well, hello.
Jacob.
Hey, a stranger? It's no secret you've been poking around. Not very neighborly of you, if you ask me. I know you think you're doing the right thing. Just don't make any rash decisions you'll regret.
Just come out and say what you mean.
Maybe you heard a rumor about Stockton's caravan in a certain compound? So, hypothetically, let's say there's something to that. We wouldn't do anything unless we had good reasons. The best. Tell you what, you just stop this investigation, and I'll give you a gift. 100 caps. And then you'd be welcome back here as our friend any time.
How can you justify killing a caravan?
Easy. They can't.
It isn't as simple as all that. Hasn't our community been good to you and others passing through? So all I'm asking is you have a little faith in us.
You can keep your caps.
You're not buying our silence.
Please, just leave well enough alone. There's more going on than you realize.
They're hiding something. I'm sure of it.
Hey, Dan.
You find out anything about the caravan?
They took the survivors to a compound.
Then we're in business. I'll meet you there and we'll rescue ourselves some caravan hands.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
I'm sure a newcomer.
Welcome.
That was Uranium Fever by Elton Britt. Here's a strange state of affairs for you folks. Some or all of you may have heard of that old Parsons Asylum in the Northeast. You may also have known to stay away from it. I guess no one told a group of raiders about that, because word is they attacked it recently. You'd think that might mean the place is overflowing with raiders right now. But you'd be wrong. It's empty. Abandoned.
The detective's life isn't an easy one.
They got
Rarely
wanted
lasts
folks.
for excitement.
But given how creepy that place was, you can't help but wonder if something else happened. We may never know for sure.
I hate this place.
That's okay with me. Next we'll hear Civilization by Danny Kaye.
I hate this place.
Hey, Dan.
Some people up ahead. I'll follow your lead.
Outsiders aren't allowed. Why are you here?
I'm here to rescue the survivors from Stockton's caravan.
I can't let you do that. This ain't personal.
Need to relax.
Who's there?
Missions must be.
Protect the doctor at all costs.
Someone's coming.
Where am I?
No. How are the subject's vitals?
It's a little unsteady, but within. Who are you? What's... Oh! Son of a bitch! You that... Ah!
I will only say this once. Speak only when spoken to. Please continue.
The subject is ready for baseline testing.
Chained up on the other side.
Subject, answer the questions quickly and with what first comes to mind. Answer the question.
I don't know. I don't know science stuff. Ignore him.
Ignore him, you say? Fascinating.
You're tuned to the Commonwealth's only president, intellect desperation of post-apocalyptic life. Diamond City Radio. Next is Orange-Colored Sky.
Must be
King Cole.
I don't think we're alone. Inside, you got,
They gather people up, torture them, and all for the safe test? Sick bastards. It's empty. Damn it.
The Commonwealth didn't have enough monsters.
Got a clearing up ahead. I got this. Who knows when more of the bastards will pop up.
Hey, not anything you can't haul.
Why now?
The missions must be
must be eliminated.
Someone's coming.
Excuse me.
And here you are. My life's work on the verge of ruin, all because of your efforts to find Stockton's supposed daughter. You do know she's most likely a synth, yes? If you are more than a hired gun, perhaps we can stop this before it's too late.
Stockton's daughter is a synth?
Why else do you think we attacked her caravan? After testing, we have well over a 70% confidence level of our initial diagnosis. I'd have to perform an autopsy to be sure.
I'll give you a fair hearing.
How considerate. What would you do if your family was destroyed by a synth right in front of you when you were but a child? Would you roll over and accept it? Or would you do something about it?
What happened to you?
In Diamond City, a lifetime ago, my parents and 8 others were massacred by someone. At first, we thought the maniac was human. But that was the day we learned of the Institute's latest creations, the synths. As long as the Institute walks invisibly amongst us, they strike without warning and control us from the shadows. I've dedicated my life to devising a test to detect these hidden synths, to root them out so they can be extinguished. Isn't that a goal worth fighting for?
You can't seriously want to kill all the synths.
We most certainly do, but we have to find them first. A living synth is indistinguishable from a human by any medical test yet devised. But it turns out psychology can detect a difference. Enter the safe test. The test is in its infancy, but through sacrifice and perseverance, our success rate is improving.
But your methods are barbaric. It's torture.
To improve the safe test, intense psychological pressure must be applied to our test subjects. It is distasteful, but necessary. Covenant is many things. A refuge for the broken people left in the wake of the Institute's rampages. A place of safety and healing. But most importantly, it is our one chance to end this age of paranoia. I will make you a deal. If you let me dispose of Stockton's synth and continue our work, I'll match whatever reward you were offered.
I've had my fill of crazy on this contract. No deal.
Fortunate for me, I wasn't talking to you.
You side with this nut job, and we're going to have a serious, deadly problem.
Are you threatening me, Dan?
I have myself a code. That's not always good on my wallet, but it helps me sleep at night. I took this contract, and I will honor it, even if I have to kill you to do it.
Are you being silent for a reason?
Wait. Covenant's a refuge?
Over the years, we've recruited like-minded individuals. All of our lives shattered by the Institute. Covenant is primarily about administering and refining the safe test. But some consider the humanitarian side equally as important. If you destroy what's left here, their lives will be upended again.
Sorry. That's a deal I won't accept.
You're done putting people through your little tests.
Then you'll just have to kill me.
Folks, I'd like to take a moment for something a little more personal than usual. As I'm sure you know all too well, I haven't always been the best at this job. Hey, let's face it. Thanks to the efforts of a few of my friends, I've decided to change how I look at things, how I live my life. I'd like to just take this opportunity to thank the Vault Dweller for lending me a hand. I really do appreciate it. All right, folks.
Excuse me.
I thought I'd never get out of there.
Let's get it on back to the music, shall we?
Hey, Dan.
So Stockton gets his daughter and we
Fallout
get
is
paid.
next, courtesy
Not a
of
bad day.
Sheldon Allman, but brought to you by me, Travis Lonely Miles.
What if she's a synth?
If even after all they've done to her, they don't know if she's a synth or not, I figure she's human enough. Here's your cut of the reward. I'll get my half from Stockton. Been a pleasure.
Be safe, Dan.
Same to you.
Dr. Chambers.
I will not beg for my life.
stop
Nick
complaining when there's
Valentine is
nothing
back
left to
in
complain
town,
about.
and seemingly nothing worse for
Doing
wear.
them much good at this point.
While details about what happened to him are scarce, I, for one, am just glad he's back. And in one
You
piece.
showed up just in...
And if there's any more good news to share, you'll hear it first.
I trust
here
you're
on
enjoying my
Diamond City
company.
Radio.
You and I make quite an
Here's
effective
Uranium Fever by Elton Britt. It's catchy, right?
You lead the way, and I'll follow, sir.
On the Commonwealth. It is I, the Magnus. I come to warn you of
in one piece.
Traveling with you is proving to be quite uplifting.
To make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor. I have to make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor. I have to make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor. This isn't going to do anything without power. make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor. Make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor. Make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor.
Look around to see where that goes.
To make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor. Make sure this is on the same grid.
And then,
as the rest of the signal interceptor.
you're tuned to the Commonwealth's only resident of desperation. Diamond City Radio. Billy Ward and the Dominoes are next.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens. Cold feet? I don't blame you. Just get on the platform. I'll do the rest. Whenever you're ready. I'm ready when you are.
That's...
Just get on the platform. I'll do the rest. Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Please, I don't know what you people want from me.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Busted.
I I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Broken. Can't pick this. But need the key. Useless. Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Sean, please. Calm down. I'll get you out of there.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew.
This is insane. All of it!
The degree of trauma you're experiencing right now is understandable. Please, just try to relax. I know this is all difficult to take in.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
They stole you, kidnapped you. Wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
After what I've seen, I pity the man. He was as much a victim as anything.
After what he did to you, I'm shocked you would be so generous. But yes, I understand you've experienced things. Perhaps you ended up knowing him better. I, for one, will never truly forgive him. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute. But his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But, Director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position, obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes. That is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
I don't know what to do.
I realize that. It's why I'm trying to help you. I hope that you can see that rationally. The Institute is the only thing left in the world that is worth being part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience. And finally, Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.